Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. I wanted to do a little deep dive video on Diddy today because I was really thinking, I was watching one of the old videos of Jaguar and she was talking about how a lot of people that crossed Diddy, they're no longer here to talk about it. And a lot of people are aware of those individuals, but there's also some other people who crossed Diddy and they're no longer here to talk about it either. And I just wanted to talk about it because it's like, damn, Diddy is that powerful that no one put two and two together. I mean, it baffles me how he was able to get away with this stuff for so long, but I guess money is everything, right? So without further ado, let's get into the content.
Diddy made a lot of people mad and upset. And he may be losing some of his power.
So first we're going to get into the infamous murder of Tupac Shakur. And everybody know who Tupac is. Tupac is infamous. He was one of the best rappers to ever do it. He will never ever be duplicated, although some may try. But Tupac was it, okay? He was smart. He was a great actor, dancer, you name it. Now, as we all know, as of recently, and then even before, I can recall people saying that, maybe Diddy had a hand in it. But recently, Keefe D came out and he alleges that Diddy was the one who actually called the shots for the murder of Tupac. So that's still kind of unraveling now as we speak. So we can say, Diddy allegedly had his hand in Tupac's murder.
I think somebody's trying to kill me. I'll be waking up paranoid. I'll be really scared. I'll just be paranoid.
Now, next we have in question the death of the notorious B.I.G. Now, Biggie was very vocal about this, and he even expressed to Diddy that he was in fear for his life. So my question is this. Why would Diddy tell Gene, the bodyguard, not to accompany Biggie when Biggie went out? If Biggie was fearful for his life, why would Diddy tell him not to go with him? Now, Gene didn't do what Diddy told him to do. Gene went ahead and went with Biggie, but I'm just saying, it doesn't make sense to me that if your boy, your partner, was expressing that he was fearful for his life, why would you tell the security guard that he doesn't need to accompany him while he's out? Go figure.
Biggie got killed, right? How often do you think about that night? Because when I talk to you, I can tell that, that night, that still get to you. And I can tell, man, that you still replay that night over and over in your head, thinking about what you could have did to avoid Biggie from getting killed.
Sometimes I can't get the shit out of my mind, but I have good days, bad days. You got to realize when you hear the music, I go into a restaurant and they playing the Biggie music and they got shit like on the walls of big places I go and I see that shit. And oh man, you was put in a place to try to save this kid's life. And I seen the joy, the pain, I seen all the bullshit unfold. I saw this kid lose his life. This kid died while I was pulling him out the car. He had died, man. That's why I told my life story in my book. That's why I told what I seen and what I felt that night in the book. And the second one is a tearjerker, and it's crazy because I'm telling all the stories in it. So to answer your question, you have your good days, you got your bad days, bro. You was there when arguably the world's greatest rapper was murdered. I wouldn't put nobody in my shoes because I don't feel like they could handle it. If I didn't have God in my life, I didn't have people praying for me, I don't know if I could handle it.
Yeah, man, I know that gotta be hard, man. Seeing all these reenactments of Biggie Death and seeing these reenactments and these biopics and documentaries and stuff like that. I know that gotta be hard to see, man.
It just hurt because they lie too much, man. It be a lot of that shit be lies the way they put it together because they listening to these white boys who wasn't even there. How the hell a white, how, and I don't want to make this racial, but they take these white boys who wasn't even there and want to use the story that they want to tell, which is not the truth. Wasn't no drive-by. Car was standing there at the corner. We talk about this shit all the time, bruh. The stories they tell is not truthful. And now people are sitting here believing every Biggie movie that you've seen, they say it's a drive-by. When the witness tell you the car was stood right there at the corner, the car was probably there all night.
When you go back to that night, right, when Biggie was killed, how does that feel when you think about it now, knowing that Biggie killer was watching y'all that whole night, plotting on killing Biggie?
Bruh, before we left Andre Harrell's house, Puff told me I didn't have to go. Now, I went because I knew that somebody was going to die that night. Somebody was going to get shot. I did everything in my power to stop it from being Puff. And it wasn't Puff. Because that was my principle. The people that was bodyguarding Big didn't do everything in their power to stop it from being big. And that hurts me. Even though it wasn't my principle. Do you understand what I'm saying?
You're right.
Bruh, it hurts. Every time you hear his music, every time you see one of these murals on the walls, now they got statues. It's gonna hurt until God take me away from here.
Shakur Stewart was a very prominent figure in the music industry, and he was widely known for his contributions to the music industry as an executive and producer. Stewart rose to prominence in the music industry as the senior vice president of Def Jam Recordings. He also played a vital role in the success of artists such as Rihanna, Young Jeezy, and Rick Ross. As an A&R executive, he had a sharp ear for talent and was very instrumental in discovering and nurturing new artists. He also signed notable artists such as Ciara and Trey Songz, expanding the roster of talented musicians under the Def Jam label. Shakur had all these accomplishments, but one thing that he did that may have cost him his life is fell in love with Kim Porter. Diddy was not having that, and he vowed to make that man's life a living hell. So Diddy was really working hard to get Kim back. He was doing everything in his power to gain her approval, to gain her love back, but Kim really wasn't budging. So one day, Diddy went and took it upon himself and took Kim's phone. And he went through her messages and found text messages between Shakur and Kim, and they were on a very, very personal and cozy level. This sent Diddy over the edge.
Talk that some people was trying to or that new information.
He was being followed. Cars parked outside his house. His phone was being tapped.
That's how he operates. He has people followed. He has people watched. He does all kinds of fucking, he's a fucking piece of shit.
So allegedly Diddy went to Shakur's home and beat the crap out of this man. I mean, Diddy really did him in. But not long after that incident, it is alleged that Shakur took his own life. This man who had everything going for him, I mean, he signed Beyonce. He had everything going for him. So why would he kill himself?
Town Records, they were all writing tell-all books. Andre was writing a book right before he died. Heavy D was working on a book before he died. Kim Porter was working on a book before she died. And Albie Shore was working on the documentary of his life. And then he goes into a coma. Has Puffy ever been in a coma? Has anything happened to him? He must be the luckiest motherfucker, because it seems like everybody that worked at Uptown Records from the very beginning is all gone. Just him. I guess Al disappointed you.
And shout out to Albie Shaw for making a full recovery. I was praying for you back then, and I'm still praying for you now.
You know, I speak for a reason. When you see this bullshit ass motherfucking game fucking with people that you love, that you like, it's too many coincidences.
Too many.
Fuck you, Honeycomb.
So next we have Dr. Frank Ryan. And Dr. Frank Ryan was actually the physician, the plastic surgeon, who performed the breast augmentation on Cassie. Diddy wanted Cassie to get breast implants. And of course she obliged. However, when she got home, Diddy was not happy with the results. Now Diddy, I don't know why this man really just thinks he has it like that. But Diddy would not listen to what people were telling him. They was trying to tell him, once you do get breast implants, the breasts normally sit high, but after time it drops. It doesn't happen overnight. It takes a while. It takes a while to drop. But of course, Diddy wasn't trying to hear that. So he rushes out to bring Cassie right back to Dr. Frank Ryan to have him take them implants out. The same day he put him in, he took that poor girl to get him taken out. And Dr. Ryan was like, no, I can't do that. Like, that's not right. That's not even protocol. Like, before we even try to correct anything, it has to, take some time. I can't just go right back in after having that major surgery and just take it out. But of course, Diddy, in true fashion, was impatient. He wanted his way. He was so used to having his way. So for some reason, he was able to persuade Dr. Frank Ryan to do the surgery. Now, I believe Dr. Ryan did not perform the surgery on the same day that he did the implants. I believe that he did wait like almost a week before he went back in which that was still too soon. But, Diddy kept pushing him to do it. So he basically put his license on the line to oblige Diddy. But Thanksgiving in 2009, Dr. Ryan, he accidentally drove off a cliff in Malibu while sending a text message. So do you guys really, what's the coincidence that this man, you were pissed off because he didn't do what you wanted him to do. And I'm sure even though he waited a week, Diddy still was pissed off because Diddy was determined. He wanted that done right then and there. But Dr. Ryan wouldn't do it. But less than a year later, this man drives off a cliff in Malibu while sending a text message. Mind you, this is a route that he took every day. It's just not adding up. I don't know about you guys, but that's really fishy to me. Very fishy. LA coroner to the celebrities, Edward Winters, was the first coroner on the Kim Porter case and found findings that allegedly represented foul play. He then disappeared, unsuspectedly, and mysteriously was taken off the case. A new coroner was put in place, who later deemed Kim's death as pneumonia. Now, Ed Winters was not the one that was afraid to go against the grain, and he believed in diving deep into investigations. So he wasn't going to change his point of view just for Diddy. So he mysteriously disappeared. This gets crazier and crazier, I tell you. So listen to this. Dr. Ed Winter, the famed celebrity coroner, just so happened to die after he was instructed to reopen Kim Porter's case to verify his original cause of death. Yes, this man just died after he was ordered to do that. Now, he was healthy, which you don't have to be sickly to die, but this man was in perfect health. He had a little age on him, but he was still performing as usual. That's kind of, makes you really go, On March 19th of 2023, TMZ announced that Winters passed away at his residence from natural causes, out the blue. The math is not mathing, y'all.
And you want to be naked, but the whole concept of Danity Kane was like, when it comes together, it's one.
Puff's going hard on the group, and then all of a sudden he singles me out and starts going on and on about how unhappy he is with me, and I just feel like nothing that I do he's ever happy with.
Can I ask a question? What do you want to look like, though? Do you want to look like a playboy, playmate? Do you want to look like you?
Puff, I'm done with all of that.
No.
Like,
what do you want to look like, though?
I'll tell you.
What do you want to look like, though?
I'll tell you. I'm not focused on me. I'm focused on what this group should look like and how I should fit in this situation.
You like big hair, though.
I don't like big hair.
You do like big hair. You like big hair.
Puff,
You like a lot of makeup and all that.
Actually, I don't. I don't like big hair. I don't like certain makeup. I'm very flexible with what you want to do, and I've worked with everything that you've thrown
I'm not seeing the flexibility. You gaming me.
Your hair people came in today and they said this is how it needs to be.
You know what I'm talking about. You're pushing your own image, though.
I'm not worried about whether my hair is straight, curly, whatever. I'm not here in a group to have curly, straight, big, makeup, whatever. I'm here in a group to sing with my group, and that is all I care about. For real. Like, maybe you just don't get me and we don't get each other.
You're gaming me, because if I pulled in all of the makeup artists and all of the hair people, they would not say that.
With the wardrobe, did I not try and cover up all the problem areas that I've been seeing were not cute?
Yes, we had that conversation yesterday.
How are you going to get crazy with me? I work well with these people.
But it's not necessarily just the stomach area.
No, I'm talking about all of it. I mean, I was cool with whatever change he wanted to make today, and I did it.
Yes, you were today, but Aubrey, you have to admit that sometimes when you want to do something, you want to do it.
Well, yeah, I see what the problems are on TV, Puff. When people are looking crazy, or this is looking crazy, that's looking crazy. You even told me, review the things you do and pay attention to what the problem is. So I see what I do, and I see, ooh, that was not a good look. Let me fix that. I read the things that people say. You're the one that told me to do that. I do that, and I make an honest assessment with myself.
I don't want you to look like Pamela Anderson. I don't want to sign Pamela.
Well, I want to look like Aubrey.
That's in the direction. Well, you don't look like her. You don't look like that girl that I signed.
I'm glad you know who Aubrey is. Puff, it's 3 years later.
It's 3 years later, and you're going in the wrong direction.
Okay, well,
you're going in the wrong direction. You need to stop the truck pull over. I'm not changing nothing.
Okay, well, you wanted the weed out, the weed out.
I just want you to look good.
If you're not happy, you hate me, then why are you having me here?
I don't have to have you here. That's one thing that we can make clear. That's one thing we can make clear. I don't have to have you here. I'm trying.
Why do you have me here? Because every time it's just such a problem.
I have you here. I have you here because I feel you talented. But don't get it twisted. I'm starting to think about why do I have you here.
I'm not getting
okay, so you clear on that though. Check this out. You clear on that. You understand now. I'm asking myself why do I have you here? So I'll move on to something else. I'll give you the answer soon. All right? And you may not be here then.
Okay. Before it gets to that.
And anybody that want to go with you, they could go too. Don't get it twisted, man. It gets dark and lonely. It does, trust me.
So Diddy, you have 4 beautiful daughters, and not in any way would I ever wish for any foul harm or danger to come toward your kids. Never. But you have 4 beautiful daughters, Diddy. And how would you feel as a father if some of the actions and things that you did to other females, what if someone did that to your daughters? How would you feel? I'm sure you'd want to paint the town red, right, Diddy? But then again, you did mistreat their mothers as well. You abused their mothers. So would it really matter to you? You know, my only hope is this. I hope that these girls were never exposed to the way that you treat other women. I pray they were never witnesses to those actions, because those girls will grow up thinking that, well, damn, I seen my dad doing it, so it must be okay. And they'll think it's okay for someone else to treat them that way. So I pray that they never will witnesses of your behavior, because that would be horrible, right, Diddy? To the end of my video. You guys are truly amazing. I really appreciate you guys. The love and support does not go unnoticed. So in reference to the video, what are your thoughts and comments on the situation? Do you think that they really should have done more investigations regarding the people who mysteriously died after having like some interaction with Diddy? Or is it just me? I really want to know. So go ahead and drop down in the comments. Leave your thoughts and opinions. I'm curious to know what you guys think. Just remember, everyone is entitled to their own thoughts and opinions. I just ask that you keep it respectable in the comments. And until next time, you guys, later.